Dive deep into the legends that ignite. Cracking cans cast where the legends roam. Explore the mystery, feel right at home. Buried in voices, share a tale so grand. Join the adventure, take a stand.
What's going on, crackheads? Welcome back to another episode of the Cracking Cans Cast, the podcast where we crack open a cold one and dive into the weird, the haunted, the straight up cursed. I'm one half of the Cracking Cans duo, Corey with an E. Sitting over here is Mike.
With 3 G's, but the G's are silent.
Oh, okay.
Yep. M-I-C-G-G-G.
GGG.
So, yeah.
We're back.
We're back.
Feel like we haven't recorded for
I know.
a hot minute.
We're coming off of our collab episode with Dark Docent. If you haven't listened to that, do yourself a favor. That was freaking fun.
Talk about different animals and government projects and stuffing bombs and bats and
Batteries and cats.
cats.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But now we're going all American. We had the Canadians on last episode, and for the we wanted to do a collab with them for sure. We also wanted to be able to brag about our hockey gold medal
And
and
it
the
worked
great
out
USA.
perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Perfect timing.
exactly. Not to say that's the only reason we brought him on, but it's definitely that's the reason.
If we would have lost, we wouldn't have been able to do the episode.
We would have probably just stopped communication with them.
Yeah, we'd have
like
blocked
everybody
them, everything.
does.
Yeah.
In the podcast game, that's like a thing.
Yeah.
People just message you, "Hey, do you want to do?" It's like, "Sure, yeah, we'll do that," and then you never hear back from them. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, why'd you message me then?
Yeah.
I mean, I've done it to people.
That's just because you forgot.
One time it was, yeah. The other time is because I got sick,
Yeah.
and then I think I got sick. And when they messaged me back, I didn't know what to do because no one ever messages back. So it's like, when Jehovah Witnesses, they go to door knocking.
Yeah.
And they finally get invited in someone's house, and the person brings them a glass of water, and they give them the water, sitting there on the couch. It's like, so what do you want to tell us today? The Jehovah Witness is sitting there, and I don't know. We never got this far before.
Yeah.
This is all new to us.
Yeah.
We've never done this.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what it's like but I mean, if you guys have been enjoying the collabs and stuff we've been doing, we'd definitely be down to keep inviting people on, keep trying to. I mean, we have a lot of fun with it. We've definitely met some really cool people so far this year.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I don't think we haven't missed as far as getting to talk to people on a collab since we've had the podcast. Not that we've done that many, but
No. We've been cranking them this year so far.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I know we have, and we're going to plan one in the next coming weeks with Chumming with the Spirits. So
Hell yeah.
we'll get together with Larry and JD again. If you haven't seen, we were on their episode on YouTube. I guess it's on all social media, I think, or all podcasts.
Podcasts.
But yeah, we were on their YouTube. Talked about the Flatwoods Monster. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, we've been. If there's a podcast that maybe you want to see us collab with, I mean, obviously don't just hit us with like last podcast on the left.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
Corey will try though.
I did try.
Corey's been trying to get Theo Vaughn on here for 2 years now.
Hey, I need to circle back to CM Punk.
Yeah, it's not WrestleMania anymore, so it's.
It's coming up soon.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You'll wait till the week of.
That's what I'm saying. I need to circle back.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
But anyways, enough with the chit chat. We're going to get into. So I was saying earlier, we had Canadians on last week, so this week we're keeping it all American, and we're getting into a topic that there's a lot of controversy going on right now around Bigfoot.
A ton.
Not just the sightings going on in Ohio, but there's the documentary coming out that's supposed to be able to prove that Patty wasn't real. So we'll be anxious to see that. We got to do an episode when that comes out. We got to watch that and do something with it for sure.
We'll go live on something.
Yeah.
Talk about some shit.
We might.
Yeah.
We talk about going live a lot.
Yeah, we talk about it, so like it's half.
Yeah. That's half the battle.
Yeah.
But so today we're going to get into Bigfoot. Not just any Bigfoot. We're going to get into the Missouri Monster.
Ooh, can I say something before you do?
Go ahead.
This is a special episode, too, because this is a first on the cast. First book. Ooh. Mike completed the first book for the cast.
I did.
And gathered just like This is all in the book? All the
whole
whole
the whole
episode?
topic is coming from the book.
And what book is this?
So this was, I'm going to get into it
I
a little bit.
I jumped ahead.
Yeah,
but
no,
I
it's okay. It's okay. I can get into it now. But yeah, it's the primary source for the episode. So it's Momo, The Strange Case of the Missouri Monster by Lyle Blackburn. And dude, you talk about a dude that just absolutely killed it. First off, Lyle is just an all-around.
He looks like a badass.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. Like
Yeah.
he has a band. I think it's man, I don't want to get the name wrong but I think it's called Ghoul Town. If it's not right, just roast me in the Spotify comments. That's fine. But like he's in a band. He does Bigfoot. He acts. He's in the Small Town Monsters YouTube series, which is just an awesome fan-funded series that with Bigfoot, Mothman, do all that, like all kinds of cryptids and stuff where they break them down, go on location. And I read his book, which is awesome because, you hear a lot of guys that write books on Bigfoot. They do their internet research. They make calls and everything. This dude drove from his home, which is in, I believe, Louisiana, all the way up to Missouri. And he just got a feel for this town, this creature. And he brings this creature to life. I read this whole book in 2 days. Not that it's a super long book, but man, there's so many cool stories in it. I wanted more.
Yeah, I know how long it takes you typically to read like half a chapter. So
Yeah.
2 days for a book,
Yeah, dude. I was pumping it out.
you're like peer pressuring me. Like I'm going to have to get myself a book.
I already started my second book.
I know.
That's a future topic in itself.
Fuck.
But yeah, so that's going to be the primary source for this episode. Again, Momo, The Strange Case of the Missouri Monster. Awesome book. I can't suggest it enough to anybody. But the beer for today, before we get too far into the episode, we got to talk about the beer. And the beer, we got Neshaminy Creek Brewing Company. And the brewing company is an award-winning craft brewery founded in 2010 in Bucks County's first brewery. Known for beers like the Imperial IPA, The Shape of Hops to Come, which I think is the one you were referring to earlier.
I think yep.
It now has tap rooms in Dublin and Harleysville and distributes across multiple states. And also, one of their big things is this place is dog-friendly hangout with food trucks and arcade games. So, pretty much all things we like.
All things dogs.
All things dogs. As far as the beer goes, I have Winds of Change. This is a bold winter warmer style, which when I originally got the winter warmer, it's like, eh. And then we got snow overnight. 70 degrees on Monday, and then it snowed today. It was insane.
It got cold quick.
So, yeah, it's a winter warmer style brown ale at 7.8%, packed with orange spice and rich caramel malt. It's balanced with a smooth, slightly dry finish. It's tasty. I feel like with a lot of these like winter warmer type beers, you either like the spiciness of them or you don't. Some of them kind of stink.
Some of them are just loaded with spices.
Yeah, some of them stink.
It's just
This is good. This is a good brown ale with a little bit of spice to it.
yeah. I feel like you get like the maltiness and then like the spices, but
Yeah.
they're like they balance
Yeah.
well. It's not like nothing's overpowering.
Yeah, I can agree with that. And the tie-in for this episode, okay? Winds of Change, right? Me on a personal scale, I'm a changed man, folks. I read a book. The winds of change are coming, not just to this podcast, they're coming to Mike. Mike is going to present using a book as a resource. But that's not the only thing, the winds of change, okay?
Yeah, some bitch has been farting the whole time he's been here, and they're just
No,
blowing
dude,
over this
I'm
way.
smelling something. I'm left with one, but I've been smelling something else.
I don't know, I keep thinking that there's like a monster behind you, but it's the garland from
Yeah,
the
yeah.
dude. I keep thinking like it's Sasquatch or something
Yeah.
like looking at
That's
me.
perfect. So the other time with the episode Winds of Change is, Corey, I was never a Bigfoot guy. I never cared that much about Bigfoot. Buddy, I'm freaking diving balls deep into Bigfoot, buddy. I can't get enough. I'm already reading my second book about Bigfoot.
Yeah,
I'm hooked on. I started watching a TV series on Bigfoot. I started watching YouTube videos on Bigfoot. I read a freaking book on Bigfoot. Whew. I'm a changed man. Stuff's happening. Stuff is happening.
Damn.
Places you can't even see.
I don't know if I want to.
You do. You want me to take my shoe off?
No.
Let's cheers to this.
No. Keep your fucking shoes on your feet, please.
My Tootsies are coming to a face near you. It's good. It's definitely a brown ale. Like I feel like when we have the winter style with all the spice, you can't tell what beer it was. This, I can taste the brown ale to it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just a little sprinkle of spice in with the brown ale. I like this. I would get this again.
And then you get the dryness, I feel like, in the finish.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
It's good.
I don't hate
I
it.
like it.
Yeah, for sure.
I gave it a 4 on Untapped, if anybody's curious. What'd you give it on Beer Goggles?
58.
58, okay.
Yeah, out of
Not bad.
69.
Yeah,
So,
not bad.
yeah.
That's pretty high, actually.
It is, yeah, it's good. It's
Yeah.
good. So with that,
Let's go there.
let's do it. All right, Corey, I got into the sources a little bit earlier. You know, we talked about the book.
I pulled you in.
That's all right. That's all right. I'm glad. I like to see your excitement for me actually reading a book.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate that.
Hell yeah.
So this book is my primary source for the episode.
Can I touch the book? Can I
Yeah, you
look at the
can.
book?
Just don't move the bookmark
Okay.
because I got something I got to show you right there. I mean, you can flip through it. I don't care.
No,
but
I just wanted to look at the book.
go for it. Yeah. So now, before we get into this episode, we need to establish something, Corey. This takes place in Louisiana.
Ooh. Like me some Louisiana.
Why is the Missouri Monster in Louisiana?
Oh, son of a bitch, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Well, see, this is in the town of Louisiana in the state of Missouri. So we're when I say Louisiana, I am not talking about the state.
So you're saying Lyle didn't actually drive from...
Well, he did. Yeah, he's not from... No, he's actually from the state of Louisiana, and he
Okay.
drove to the town of Louisiana, Missouri.
Because
Yeah.
I thought you were like pulling my leg.
I think he's from Texas. He's from Texas or Missouri. He might be from Texas.
Dude, he reminds me of the lead singer from...
Backstreet Boys.
No, that one dude, the dude that sings Triple H's song.
Oh, Aces of Spades? Ace of Spades.
No, he sings The Game and like King of Kings, all those songs. It's not the name of the band. It's oh god damn it. Their lead singer passed away like a couple years ago. It's like Lenny.
Motorhead.
Motorhead, yeah.
Motorhead.
He reminds me of like Lenny or whatever his name is,
Yeah,
the lead singer of
Lenny
Motorhead.
Kravitz.
No.
Pretty sure that's who it is.
Different Lenny.
No, my bad. So we get into Momo. We got to get into the first encounter. And like I said, we're going to be in Louisiana, Missouri, which is a small town located on the banks of the Mississippi. The Mississippi is actually the border between Missouri and Illinois. So this is located in the northeastern part of Missouri with a small population of about 3,000. And we're in a typical farming town, more or less. So I'm going to take you back to July 11th of 1972. What were you doing then?
Probably swimming around.
I was playing Guitar Hero, I bet.
Oh.
All right, so I'm going to take you to a July 11th, 1972. 8-year-old Terry Harrison and his brother Wally were out playing in the yard, playing freeze tag, playing smear each other. Dude, I knew you were going to say that. Of all the games you could pick for an 8 and 5-year-old to play,
You didn't play that when you were 8?
I did, but I called it smear the guy with the ball. That's what I called that game.
Yeah. I called it smear the...
Corey. So they were playing out in the yard, and they heard a growl coming from the woods, which the woods of this hill, woods right outside the backyard leading up into a hill of pretty thick woods back behind. And that's when they looked over and saw a 7-foot-tall, huge, hairy creature with long hair covering its whole face and, as they said, a pumpkin-shaped head. Also, it had a horrible, nasty-ass odor coming from it, which I want to get into a little bit later because I have some theories about the odor. And it looked like it was carrying a dead animal in its arms, specifically a dead dog. And this was only like 15 foot away from where they were playing. So these kids absolutely freaked out. They ran into the house where their sister, which was 15-year-old Doris, was cleaning the bathroom.
Doris. Dude, this is like our third Doris.
Dude, Doris. The freaking hottie Explorers. Well, she was 15, but...
Well, yeah.
So she heard them screaming and looked out the window. And she locked eyes with this creature. And eventually the creature took off up Marzolf Hill, which was this big. It was a big hill at the end of town, real thick with brush and everything up there.
So, like, when the creature saw her?
Yeah, like
they
looked through the
locked
window,
eyes?
saw that locked eyes,
Yeah,
pshh,
and
took
it
off
took
running.
off.
Yeah. But she still got a good look, and she also said that it was a large creature with long hair covering its entire face. She said it was carrying what looked like a dead dog, so the same exact story that her brother said. Terry said later that he could see the red from the dog all over the creature, which he assumed was blood. So Doris called her mom, Betty, immediately, who then called for their dad, Edgar. And Edgar hauled ass to get home. Kids screaming, crying, having just an absolute meltdown. He ran, he investigated behind the house where the creature stood. He really didn't find too much back there. There's some pushed down grass and stuff back there, like some high weeds. Besides that, nothing really. So do you have any thoughts so far in this?
The one thing that I want to know is if somebody in the area is missing their dog.
Yeah.
Or if you kind of get into that here
I
in
mean,
a second.
not really. There were some reports that people claimed later after the fact that they were missing their dog.
Yeah.
That's kind of the issue with a lot of this stuff. It's the same issue you get when there's mass sightings in an area. Something triggers it, and all of a sudden everybody's like, oh, yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah.
Which maybe they did because they could have just – back in the 70s was a lot different than it was right now. You know, you came out and said you saw a huge monster. People think you're kind of freaking crazy.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. That's like my first thought is just like, did anybody in the area miss their dog, like missing their dog?
Mm-hmm.
But then after that, it was just, it's kind of interesting how quickly this thing was spooked.
Yeah. And there was actually some speculation that it wasn't a dog, but an injured baby. Bigfoot child, Bigfoot juvenile, Littlefoot. So, and this was actually something that their dad brought up. Are you sure this was a dog? When he asked the kids.
I mean, I guess it would be hard to tell.
And it would make sense why this thing was spooked. If it has an injured child, if you're carrying your child and you look over, like, you don't care. You're turning and hauling ass. You want to get it where it needs to go to try and nurse it back to health. Do whatever you need to do.
So did they get any activity at the hospital with this thing trying to come in and get its little baby rescued or saved?
Well, I'll get into that later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Knew it.
So the events at the Harrison house weren't over yet, and not by a long shot. This kind of became sort of ground zero for crazy crap happening in this town during this short month period. But after this thing, they smelled this nasty smell. This thing ran off. Their dog at their house got violently sick later in the day, which that's where a lot of my theory goes with the smell of the creature. Is this smell either a hunting that it uses for hunting? That's why it was carrying a dog. It can use this. Dog gets sick. It's easier just to go grab. Or was this smell like a defense mechanism if it was carrying a young one? Did it want to send its odor out? Everybody's puking, disgusted, blah, and they just can't take it, you know?
Or is when one of them is like injured or hurt, is this the smell that emits kind of from like their bodies?
It could
when
be.
They're like injured or something?
Now,
I don't know.
As we get into it, you'll see that the smell is an ongoing thing. But anyway, so they also heard noises from behind their house that night. Like something was just running through the woods. So neighbors came over. He called his neighbors immediately because he's pretty fearful for his family at this point. He doesn't know if it's an intruder, if it's a trespasser. He doesn't know what's going on. So they went up in the woods. There's 4 or 5 of them, went up in the woods, looked around, nothing. The next day, same exact thing happened. They heard noises, growls, stuff happening from the woods. More people came over. So I think, in my mind, Edgar Harrison must have been a pretty well-respected man. You know, this wasn't some just doofus out there saying, there's some out. Like, he's a well-respected person that his neighbors are like, you know, Edgar's freaked out. We need to go. If there's something over there, we need to go over and help him.
He seems like a down-to-earth, no bullshit, like, but it's black or white. Like, this is the kind of person he is.
That's what exactly.
Just based off of what you're saying is kind of like the picture that I'm getting.
And he's there. He wants to defend his family. He wants to figure out what's out there. So he's going right in after it. So Friday the 14th, so this was 4 nights after, or this was night 4, the Harrisons were hosting a small church group at their house. So they were singing, praying, worshiping, doing all that. Edgar's plays the guitar. He was there just a strumming in there. And as people were leaving, they saw several balls of lights moving east to west. And a little after that, they saw a green and white light look like they went down by the local school. So people thought that was kind of crazy. Didn't really know what to think of it. They left. Everybody went home. Edgar just sat on his porch out there just strumming his guitar a little bit. And at this point, he started to hear growls come from the woods. And the growls got louder and louder. And eventually, the kids in the house and everybody, they had their windows open. You're talking about July. The kids and the wife are freaked out. They make a break. They get in the car. And they're begging their dad to come
He's still out there
drive
playing
them
music.
away. What's that?
He's still out there strumming away.
He's just listening, I think, at this point. He's ready to defend his house.
Yeah.
This guy, there's something messing with his family. He's ready to just take care of business, which I respect that. It's respectable, man. And eventually, as it got louder and closer, he knew he had to make the decision, like, okay, my family's freaking out.
Fight or flight.
I need to get in the car and take them to safety at this point, So he drove them down. He actually, I think my understanding was he owned a restaurant in town. So they were able to stay at the restaurant, leave their house for a little bit. But as they're going down the road, he's met with 40 or 50 people driving toward Marzolf Hill because they all saw the same lights and they could hear the growls. Local neighbors are all calling because they can hear this growl coming from Marzolf Hill. So they're just ready, like...
And that's the hill right by his house?
Right by his house. Yeah. This is like the main hill in the town. It's kind of like you have the river... You have a highway, which it's not like a major highway or anything, but it goes through. So you have the river, the town where all the houses are, leads up to Marzolf Hill. Marzolf Hill is the most dense cover in the town to get to quickly from the river to cover. So the sheriff was called, and he even sent patrol over to the school to see where the lights went down. And he sent them to the Harrisons because he doesn't know. He doesn't want people just running around the woods with guns.
Not yet.
Yes. So the men that night took to the hill in the thick brush, and they searched for hours. But again, But eventually, they did find something. Do you have any thoughts so far?
A dead dog.
Dead dog? That would be a good guess.
Like a meteor or something. Meteor, like something that came from space. Meteor, asteroid, or something that hit the ground.
All good guesses.
I don't know.
That's
what I got.
This is a lot less cool, I feel like.
Damn it. A candy wrapper.
Oh.
Like your one episode, the candy lady. Throwing it back.
Found, yeah. No, they found an old shack with just this rundown house that was falling apart in the woods.
I pictured Shaquille O'Neal, sorry.
Just a
like
shack up there.
Like
just torn up. He's been out fighting this dude forever. But they said the shack smelled horrible. Like moldy, almost like a wet horse smell and like a garbage smell. So the next morning, the Harrisons packed up and they went to stay at the family restaurant, like I said earlier. They stayed there for a few months, but the town, now armed and ready, gathered to take the beast on at Marzolf Hill. So, thoughts?
I feel like in a lot of like these stories, or if you're talking like alien extraterrestrial stories, I feel like a lot of times it involves like a hill, like some type of hill.
Well, it's prime ground. It's a very good defensive position for a creature.
So I guess I'm just trying to wrap my mind, because right now, like with what's going on in Ohio and then like the recent meteor and stuff, like my mind's going back to kind of like our episode we did with David, where he talked about like the fairies and stuff, like defending the ground. So I was like, I'm thinking like, are Bigfoots, like when they show up, are they trying to defend the earth from something else? Like they're part of the earth and they're trying to defend themselves from extraterrestrial or something like that. So, when you said about these lights and stuff, like were they there because they knew that something was coming, so they were there to like fight it?
It's interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah. I have a have a theory that I get in towards the end of the episode that involves some of the alien sightings and the Bigfoot in this area. So I'll wait a little bit to get too much into that one then.
That's kind of my thoughts. Like that's been on my mind like all day, just thinking about like the Ohio stuff and just everything else.
Yeah, dude, it's been Bigfoot news galore going on right now.
Yeah.
So, but before we get into the second half, we're gonna stop. We're gonna take a little beer break,
Hell yeah.
and then we'll be back.
Hey, we'll be back.
All right, we're back from beer break.
Hey, we're back.
That was quick.
Quick bear break.
So now I'm gonna get more into the groups of the people that were hunting this thing down. But before that, I have to go over another major sighting. You see, the sighting that I talked about first, that's kind of what kicked off, I like to call it Momo Mania in Louisiana. But the one summer before that, just north of Louisiana, there was another sighting. Right around the same time period, we're talking right at the end of June, beginning of July. There was a sighting by Joan Mills and Mary Ryan. So they're heading to St. Louis on Highway 79, which cuts right through Louisiana, right, like I said, between the Mississippi and Marzolf Hill. That's right where 79 runs. So they took a slight detour off to
So
find a place.
we're not in Louisiana, right?
We're in Louisiana, Missouri.
Okay.
I am never going to the rest of this story.
Okay,
I'm never going to be
alright.
talking about Louisiana.
Just every time you
state.
say Louisiana.
That's why I did a preface at the beginning of the episode to say I will
Alright.
not be talking about Louisiana.
You hear that, people? He's not talking about the actual state, Louisiana, the rest of the way.
We knew you guys were following, but this is
You got
this
this?
for Corey. This little PSA.
It's for you guys.
Yes.
I got your back.
So they found a little picnic area right off the road, and they sat down and started eating their sandwiches that they packed for the trip. All of a sudden, they started to smell a horrible odor. It reminded them of a strong skunk odor. I think one of them said they thought there was a family of skunks living nearby. So soon they looked over and saw a tall, hairy creature standing in the high weeds, just looking at them. They screamed and they ran. They got in the car, and that's when they realized they left their keys at the picnic table.
Oh, shit.
So by this time, the creature was at the window of their car, looking in, right there at their window.
With their keys and just hands them their
Nah.
keys. Here you go.
You forgot it, thief. It was peering inside, just looking at the women. And in a panic, Jones started just hitting the horn. She had nothing else to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She can't drive away. They have nothing to defend themselves except for the
The
horn,
horn.
which totally startled the creature. She just kept hitting it over and over again. And finally, the creature, it was just too loud for him. He didn't like it. He worked his way over to the picnic table, where he proceeded to just eat their sandwich whole. Just like pulled it out of the pack, looked at it, just one bite, gone. Next, he dumped out her purse, looked for food, didn't find any food, and eventually turned, once all the food was gone, and walked back into the woods.
Like a friggin' bear.
So now what do? The keys are still on the table.
I mean, if you saw it go into the woods, I guess I would probably try to run and get the keys, depending on how far they are.
It's kind of your only option at this
Yeah.
point, right?
Because you're out in like the middle of the woods, right? Where this picnic
Yeah,
table
you're
is? Like
yeah. Like you're a little ways off the highway.
Yeah.
You're kind of at more of a deserted area.
Can't call anyone on your cell phone.
So she waited long enough to believe that the creature was gone. She sprinted over, grabbed her keys, and they got the hell out of Dodge. It was 5 or 10 minutes until either one of them said a word to each other. They were just in a state of shock. So when they got their senses, they pulled off, and they called the Missouri State Police, and they gave them their encounter. They had a good description of the creature, being that it was right up against their window. So this is a quote from them. Hair all over the body as if it was an ape. Yet the face was definitely human. It was more like a hairy human. The arms were covered in hair, but the hands and palms were hairless. They admitted they had plenty of time to look at it because of it being basically pressed up right against their window where they can't do anything. So was this Momo? It certainly seems like it would have been.
Like they can almost see this son of a bitch's breath.
They probably could see his breath.
Sorry,
you know?
breath.
Breath. Yeah.
Yeah.
2 F's.
Wonder what the breath smelled like.
Probably not good,
I
judging
couldn't
by the
imagine.
rest of the smell of this son of a bitch.
Assuming they don't brush their teeth. Their
Well,
teeth.
They might.
I don't think so.
You don't think?
Nah, they don't brush their teeth.
I figure that's why they like dogs. They just rip them tails off and just use them as a big toothbrusher.
Twofer. Huh. So I wonder where the son of a bitch went after this. You gonna tell me?
Well, there's more sightings. So as the Momo story starts to blow up after the original sightings at the Harrisons, there are all kinds of sightings start pouring in. And I don't go over all the sightings. I mean, there's so many.
There, right?
There's so many. And I feel like if you really think this is a cool story and you think the sightings are cool, go buy the book. It's much better written than I'm talking because I'm an idiot and Lyle's the freaking man.
Yeah.
So the sightings started to explode. Over the next 2 weeks, they were just coming in like wildfire as the story of Momo grew. Most of the reports were in two different areas, which in a way make total sense. Marzolf Hill, like we talked about, but also down by the Mississippi River, which ran right along the eastern side of the town. Now, there are other sightings, but I believe these were from when the creature was going from the river to the hill and from the hill to the river. These were all nighttime sightings, and that's the only time that people kind of claim that they saw this thing not in dense cover. So that's where my mind goes. The reason that they were getting these sightings is because the creature either goes down to the river to feed, goes up for shelter in the high ground, or vice versa, you know?
It's just interesting, too, because, like, where did it come from? You know what I mean? Like, why? I always question, like, even in Ohio right now, like, why right now in Ohio are all these Bigfoot sightings happening?
As far as right now, and even as far as back then, I don't know if we have an answer.
Yeah.
But when you look at a lot of the sightings, even the ones in Ohio, they tend to follow a river. Almost all the sightings, right now the sightings in Ohio even, are going from north to south, really along a stretch of river.
Right, but I guess it just blows my mind that, like, nobody further north, if they were following the river, there was no sightings anywhere else except for, boom, okay, finally right now in Ohio we have sightings.
Well, we're just assuming that this thing travels from, like, north to south in our dimension.
Yeah.
You know, you get into some of the interdimensional theories and stuff like that. And I know one of the thoughts right now in Ohio is this possibly like a mating season in a way that brings them from different dimensions to this area. And that's their kind of, because a lot of the sightings, even in Ohio right now, are describing different creatures. They're different colors, they're different heights, stuff like that. So
yeah, it's just interesting.
Yeah. So now that there are other sightings, but I believe these were creatures were going to and from the other, like I said earlier, from the river to the hill, from the hill to the river. Missouri's known for having an intricate cave system. So could it have found a cave up in the hill that it really likes? Could it have been traveling somehow underground from place to place through these cave systems? They have so many caves in the state of Missouri that the caves aren't even all mapped out yet.
Damn.
So fishermen on the river were having as many encounters as the people by the hill. And one such encounter involved Ellis Minor, a fisherman who lived on the Mississippi his entire life. So he knew the river. He knew the creatures of it. Excuse me. Whether they swam, whether they walked, whether they crawled, he knew what went on down by the river. But on July 21st, while sitting out on his front porch, at around 10:30 at night, he was just sitting there hanging out with his dog, which was totally normal. But now, all of a sudden, his dog just started to lose it, just barking out into the darkness. He was wondering what she was barking at, so he grabbed his flashlight, he shined it in the direction of the barking, and there stood a beast over 6 foot tall, black as coal, hair covering its entire body. As soon as the light hit it, bam, it took off running. It was gone. He also said that if his dog didn't react, he would have never even knew this thing was there. That's how quiet it was sneaking through his front yard. And again, this is a guy that spends all his time pretty much outside.
So he's probably pretty hyper-vigilant with what's around him, I would imagine.
I would think so.
So for him to not even know that would have been there without his dog, that's pretty impressive.
Yes. So, and this actually reminds me, there's a story from when I was a kid. We were up at the cabin with my dad, and my dad just kept hearing stuff in the woods. It was dark. We were sitting by the campfire. We had like our backs to the cabin, facing the woods, and me and one of our friends, DeGreen, that we played baseball with, we were inside playing cards, and him and my dad were sitting out by the fire. And all of a sudden, they look through the flames, and all you see is this big black bear head, like right across the fire from them. A good-sized one, not a small one at all. So my dad just like he had his pistol in his lap because he heard it out in the woods, and he just took his pistol and shot it up in the air just to scare it away, you know?
Yeah.
But this is, I mean, a bear lives in the woods, spends all its time there, and you could still hear it making noise before it came to the campfire. This thing didn't make any noise at all before that, which I just find fascinating because this is a huge creature.
Yeah, and you twigs, like everything.
Exactly.
Like you hear a squirrel. You know how loud a freaking squirrel is?
So there's also a few other stories of fishermen seeing this thing, and one of the things that I found very interesting was that this beast could swim, and it swam well. Mississippi is a strong river.
Oh, the big river.
It's a big river, strong river. This dude just he'd swim straight across it, and the current wouldn't push him at all.
Like a Michael Phelps.
Bigger, better,
faster, stronger. Ooh.
Than that don't kill me. Yeah, dude, this thing is. So what do you think so far with we have the fisherman encounters, we're up on the hill. I mean, Momo Mania is kind of in full swing at this point.
I want to know how many of these bitches there are. Like I feel like it's not just one. It sounds to me like there's maybe multiple.
Is that what you think?
I don't know. Could be. Could it be like what you just mentioned about Ohio and like the whole breeding thing? Could that be going on? Because it kind of seems like it's like one of them. What do they call it? The flaps or faps or
yeah. What is it? A FAP, isn't it?
Is it a FAP?
I think it. Dude, I don't know. I know what you're talking about,
Yeah.
but I don't know which one of the two it is.
I don't know either. But it seems like it's kind of like it's like one of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we have that going on in Ohio right now.
Ohio.
And I feel
Man,
like
you're like a local.
Yeah, dude. I just like converted like real quick. I feel like this could have been something that was going on back then too, and then it just all of a sudden it all goes away.
Yeah.
And then it comes back.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, just have this many sightings. Because even in Ohio, you don't have this many sightings in one town. Like, this is a town of 3,000 people.
Yeah.
This is a small town. And they're just having sighting after sighting after sighting after sighting after sighting. There are local farmers that are seeing this thing.
And these people, like, it's not one of those things where it's like traveling from like person to person, like they're just talking about it and then seeing like I'm assuming that a lot of these sightings are people that have no idea that a previous sighting already happened.
Well, yeah, because you're having sightings are coming in now before the Harrisons. You're having
just with like where we were in time with technology and stuff. Like nowadays, okay, people are probably seeing stuff and then their minds are playing tricks on them because of what they heard of some of these other sightings. But like back then, yeah, maybe there might have been a little bit of that just with word of mouth or like people at church or whatever. But like, I feel like overall, I don't know.
I can say within the first week and a half, this story's blown up into like national news. So it is in giant papers. It's up in like the St. Louis Gazette. It's huge. It's absolutely blown up. So now you have not just reporters invading the town. You have monster hunters invading the town. You know, we talk about them all the time.
Dude, if we ever get a time machine or if we're whatever, we're gonna be monster hunters.
I think so.
Yeah.
But dude, because we could go there when the shit's getting ready to go down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I got my AR.
Yeah.
I'll bring my AR.
I got my freaking hand grenade.
My Glock.
I got my hand grenade.
Beer.
Freaking Glock ain't
I'm bringing the beer fridge.
Glock's gonna be like a mosquito bite to a Bigfoot.
I was gonna say that's like a fucking pellet gun.
Yeah, like he's just gonna swat at it. Like, ugh.
Yeah,
freaking
he's just gonna itch.
Flies
he's gonna
getting me
like,
again.
oh
Yeah.
shit, so got me.
Yeah,
son of a bitch. All right, well, I won't bring that.
Yeah, I don't even. Yeah, I don't know what you.
I'll fucking throw it at him.
Yeah. Might be better off. Yeah. He'll hope you hit him in the eye.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah.
You look at just some guy walking through the woods, time a Bigfoot. Like, sorry, got a little spooked.
Yeah, it's a big hairy son of a bitch.
So the sheriff, he was very proactive in all this. He was on the front lines, and he was trying to lead the town, his men. He was just trying to make sure that he was keeping people safe. So his thoughts were,
Do we have a name on this show? I like hearing the sheriff's names. I don't know.
dude, man, I have a name.
It's
I
just
can't
something
think
that
of
like it just gets me
I
going.
know. I feel like I got to take a second to find the sheriff's name.
I love hearing the sheriff's names. It's always Roy or Ray.
It must have not been as good as I wanted it to be because I didn't even write it down. Chief Ward. So he's the sheriff, Chief Ward.
Chief Ward.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
I'm gonna pretend there's a Leroy in there.
that's cool. Chief Leroy Ward.
Yeah, I like that better.
So he was organizing search parties with locals and his deputies, and most of the searches were just continuing to just come up empty. And also, so Dark Dosen did an episode on Momo, and they didn't talk about it in this book, but it's worth bringing up because it is really funny. The mayor and stuff, he was sending search parties out and everything. He was recruiting the local Boy Scouts to go out on some of these searches at night.
Oh, that's smart.
I guess.
They know what they're looking for.
I don't think so. They're just holding a flashlight. When I picture them like first and second graders though, so like Cub Scouts just out there.
Yeah.
Like, oh boy, I'm glad I was invited.
Yeah.
My dad only lets me hold the flashlight when he's yelling at me when he's working on the car.
And you should hear some of those words
Yeah.
he's shouting.
Figure that's what it's like. It can't be fun. Like I said, Momo Mania it's completely blew up. Bigger newspapers, bigger markets like St. Louis.
And do they really blow this up to get like just how places blow up stories and stuff?
Eventually they do. Eventually this whole town, everything is Momo related.
Do they still like celebrate it today? Like, is there like a?
Yeah, it's still big in this town because
Yeah.
it's still a small town. So this is the biggest thing that ever happened in this town. So now picture dozens of men armed and ready to shoot
I was waiting for
absolutely
it.
everything that
waiting
moves.
for it.
Rolling in. There's a story of like a group of Navy veterans that were off on leave or whatever, and they just drove up from Texas because they were fixing to just kill.
like World War
Momo.
I vets.
Yeah. No, these guys are like still active duty guys, but yeah, they were on leave. They just rolled up here because they're fixing to kill Momo.
Started blasting.
Yeah, pretty much. And the local sheriff department absolutely freaking hated when these people came to town.
Every story's the same.
Yeah. Well, of course it would be.
Like the sheriff can't do it himself. They can't figure it out. The monster hunters come rolling in. Now we got.
And the thing is with a lot of the stories, I feel like the sheriff's department is just half working on it.
Yeah.
And this one, he's doing everything he can. He is legit. He's sending deputies up in the woods to do searches. Nobody's finding. They have groups of like 30, 40 guys in the
Holy
woods.
shit.
Nobody's finding anything at this point. So one story talks about an armed posse that stopped in this town. They were at a local diner talking about how they were going to go up to Marzolf Hill and kill them, the Bigfoot, yada, yada. So when the sheriff caught wind of this, him and his deputies just went down to the diner and basically just told him to get the F out of our town.
Oh.
Like, if I see you up there, you'll be in my jail. I really don't give a shit. So he was just kicking anybody that was not local.
That is pretty badass.
He was kicking them out of the town.
He's changing my opinion.
Yeah. And even with the pressure the department was giving people, it didn't matter. They continued to go up into the thick hill to try and find the creature. Locals said that they could hear shots on the hill all day and night long. You just randomly hear that pow, pow. So they're shooting anything that moves. And eventually it kind of all came to a head. One day, following a flurry of shots on the hill, a local farmer went out to his cow pasture and
He got
saw,
shot.
No, he didn't get shot.
Okay. Dang.
Shut it up. I'm
I'm
almost
sorry.
done.
All right.
They shot one of his bulls. Like his prized bull was just shot laying out in the field. And there's so many people up on the hill that the sheriff, who is just getting an earful from this farmer, he can't persecute anybody because there's literally like 100 people up on this hill. And nobody's going to say, yeah, I shot it. And nobody knows.
They probably don't know because 100 people shot.
Yeah,
it. So like,
exactly, yeah.
They don't know which one shot it.
So the sheriff started to block off all the roads that went up to Marzolf Hill, put no trespassing signs on them, and quickly charged anybody that even took a step off of the public land onto any kind of private land.
Damn.
Minus if any of the locals wanted to go up there. He would still let the locals that were, because he just figured like they're legitimately trying to still figure something out.
The other people are just there to make a name for themselves.
They drink beer, shoot guns, basically just dick around.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, just do that in the yard. I don't want to go walk because this is a thick jungle-like woods to just be walking around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
It's not like a nice. Everything's uphill. It just sucks. It's the middle of summer.
Yeah.
It's hot as balls. It sucks. So now with all this, do you think they found any tracks, any evidence, anything?
I don't think they found shit.
Well, my friend, they did find something. At the sighting that kicked off Momo Mania, there was a track found on the ground. The problem is it was super dry, like a normal July, and the track wasn't very deep. Or honestly, it wasn't very good. But on August 3rd, just over 3 weeks after the sighting at the Harrisons, local Bill Sardith found a strange footprint in his garden just outside his home.
In his garden.
This track wasn't very big. It was about 10 inches long, which is big to some people.
Oh, yeah.
And it makes it unique is the fact that it had 3 toes.
3 toes.
3 toes. So I have a picture of the track right here in the book.
They call him 3-toe Mike sometimes.
Sometimes. 4-fingered Mike.
Oh, there
So
we go.
That's a picture of the track. So tell me what you think of it. What you think of the 3 toes on it. What are your thoughts? Really taking this one in.
Well, it doesn't really look like it's like a indent into the ground. It's like
It's a cast.
I thought I was looking at the actual.
No, this is the cast of
Okay.
the footprint.
All
Read
right.
the tiny print. Does
Well,
it
you
say?
just told me the picture. I thought I was looking at a footprint. I'm like, am I looking at this wrong?
cast.
That's why I'm trying to get every angle of it. I'm like, well,
What's the caption
Okay.
say?
the track cast by Clyde Penrod. Okay, now if you had told me that,
Well, I just thought you'd read there are 4 words you had to read.
you didn't tell me to read the words. You told me to look at the picture.
So I don't even know why you even picked up the book and looked at it earlier. You're not going to read it. There's not enough pictures in there to keep your interest.
That's
You need
that's interesting.
You need like a Momo comic book.
I do. Damn. Well, them toes look pretty awfully big. Big ass toes on the end.
Which makes sense for a big giant creature roaming the
You
woods,
said
I guess.
this son of a bitch is like 10 inches.
That's what they said, yeah.
So let's see, 10 inches. So that means this son of a bitch got like 2-inch little stubby toes. 2-3 inch stubby toes. I don't know. That's interesting. Why? What are you gonna tell me about it?
I mean, no, nothing. There's some theories as to why it only has like 3 toes, which I thought was really interesting when I read about. Do you have a guess why it only has 3 toes? I mean, obviously we don't really know why it only has 3 toes, but there's some cool theories with it.
Evolution.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. Son of a bitch was only born with 3 toes.
So did you ever hear of the Boggy Creek Monster, which is
Yeah.
like the Bigfoot of Arkansas?
Yeah.
So there's a pretty good theory that most of the time the Arkansas Bigfoot spent a lot of its time in a creek, and it was also known for having 3 toes. So what a lot of people down there wondered if it was because of snapping turtles and alligators why it lost its toe. 'Cause
Damn.
they saw this thing always walking through water. So I found that pretty interesting. Now there's an absolute enormous problem with the footprint that I just showed you. And if you have a guess, you can guess.
Like, there's a big problem with it?
Yeah. I mean, you can look. I don't know if looking at it's going to help you with the giant, enormous problem with this footprint.
Yeah, it's probably not going to help me. I just want to look at it. I want to see it when you tell me.
Okay. So years later, their daughter Gail came out and said that she made the track. So she didn't do it for it to turn into this big thing. Like, you know how little kids are. She was
Yeah.
like 5, 6. So she was little. She heard all the talks of Momo and the monsters. So she just thought making a monster track would be so cool.
Yeah.
So just as a small joke, she did it. And her parents reacted so quick and it blew up so fast. She just was afraid to tell anybody that she did it. Till like literally like 40 years later, she's like, "Yeah, I made that. I don't know."
That's awesome.
But yeah.
That makes me that's
Yeah.
awesome.
It makes sense why it was only like 10 inches because there's no way this giant creature only had a 10-inch foot.
Yeah.
He had to have a bigger foot. for traction and stuff like that. Just the way he moves in the stealth, I feel like there's got to be a bigger foot to hold all his weight and everything, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
That's
I mean,
funny.
that puts a little damper on the track.
That's the only track they found.
Yeah, besides that, like I said, they found the one at the Harrisons, but it wasn't even, they couldn't even make a cast of it. It was so shallow. So there were so many sightings, dozens over the few weeks after the Harrison sighting. Like I said earlier, I'm not going to go into them. I encourage you, if you want to hear them, read the book. So between the Harrison sightings, the cast found in the garden, which at that time they thought was real, Edgar Harrison, which was the father we talked about earlier, and some local kids had a crazy experience when they were out on the trail of what they thought was Momo. They found some sign. They were moving in on it. And then they started to smell that stinky, wet horse garbage smell that they smelled up at that abandoned house and everything. So they start heading towards the smell. And this is when something, I mean, this was totally bizarre. And this freaked me out a little bit. Like, I hear the Bigfoot stories. I'm sure seeing this creature would freak you out in the woods.
Oh, yeah.
This freaked me out. They could hear what they described as an old man's voice whisper from a patch of trees, "Stay out of the woods," which freaked them out hearing this whisper. But they literally, like, went into this clump of trees where they heard this voice. Nothing. There's no footprints in it. There was nothing, nobody in this. Not, like, at all. And when they found, like, when they searched this and they found it, they left. Because, dude, screw this. Screw that. You just, it's like, it's not bad enough you're chasing this creature that could probably rip you in half. Now all of a sudden you start having these random ass voices in the woods. Go home, you son of a bitch. Yeah. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm naked.
Yeah. Dude, that's crazy. So you have UFOs, you have Bigfoot sightings, you have disembodied voices. There's like a little bit of everything going on here. But as August comes and goes, the Momo sightings just start to fade. The hype goes away. Momo goes from Momo mania to a legend frozen in time. And I have a few questions for you. Do you think that this thing, what do you think this thing was? And why the hell did it stink so bad?
Why did it stink so bad?
Yeah.
Why did it stink so bad? Son of a bitch didn't get a bath.
Well, do you think this thing was a Bigfoot? Like, what do you think this thing was, first off?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it was some type of big hairy son of a bitch, Bigfoot creature.
Because you go into some of the theories where people thought it was bear, and I can't buy the bear theory. I just can't do it. I just can't. I'll get into a little bit. Do we
know it all? Because like I've been listening to some different things too, where a lot of times with Bigfoot, like they can't turn their necks.
Yeah,
it's like they turn their whole
the whole body
to look at you.
Yeah.
So like, was there any descriptions of?
So there's nothing as far as like there was no real good descriptions because probably the best sightings you had were by an 8 and 5-year-old.
Yeah,
and then a 15-year-old. So it's I don't think there's any like real good sightings. A lot of the other sightings were nighttime sightings.
I mean, like everything that you just went over makes me believe that there was something.
Yeah, there's too many people that saw something.
Like there was something there.
And then I don't want to get I don't want to get in too much into it. So yeah, and like I talked about why I think it stunk so bad earlier. One of the main things I thought it reminded me a lot of the skunk ape. So you're talking about a southern Bigfoot, which spends a lot of time in the river mud, swamps. It's just going to start to stink.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was a defensive tactic or a hunting tactic. They claimed at the beginning when he was carrying the dog dead.
Yeah.
You talk about the Harrison's dog vomiting profusely later on after it smelled everything. So was this? I don't know.
Yeah, like
dog throws up, makes it vulnerable. Snack time.
Yeah, like why do them son of a bitches stink sometimes?
The mud. I mean, you got to think this thing is covered in hair, thick hair. You go through the Mississippi mud for a while.
Yeah,
it's just going to be so caked on. You're going to reek. Are going to
reek. Even in Pennsylvania, like out fishing and stuff, and you step in some fucking mud that's just been there for a while out. Like
it's nasty.
it's gross. It smells like
It's just
immediately
old.
as soon as you step in it, it's just like
decay.
yeah,
You know,
it's
just like
disgusting.
leaf and wood just decay and yeah.
So I mean, over time, I guess if the son of a bitch was just living in that every day, they're probably gonna smell pretty bad.
We talked about how he can swim.
Yeah.
Well, and there's I'll get into my theory later. I don't want to jump the gun on my theory.
No jump, no gun.
And we'll get into some of the theories right now, but one of the biggest theories that people that don't believe in Bigfoot and don't believe this could have been real is the bear sightings.
I feel like it's always the go-to.
Right. So you couple bear sightings with mass hysteria.
Yeah.
So bears can walk on two legs. I get that. But they're clunky. They're
Yeah.
not, like, it's not smooth.
No,
Like, we
no.
talked about that guy down on the river where his dog was barking. He shined the light on it and something's standing on two legs there. It's not a bear sneaking through on two legs. Bears are seen in this area, but not very much back then. And local bear, I don't know. They talked about up on Marzolf Hill was an old dumping ground. So could it have been going up there? Could it have been carrying roadkill up there? I guess maybe heading up to the dumping ground. I guess. Yeah, but you add in the growls and all that everybody was hearing on Marzolf Hill. There's this bear just sitting up there, just.
Because what do they have? Like black bear there?
Yeah.
Because I mean, I feel like a lot of times too with black bear, like they're spooked easily unless they have cubs.
Right.
And there was no cubs in any of these sightings.
Not the only one that could possibly be a cub is the one that was carrying something.
Right.
But
So like all the other stories, I feel like if it was a black bear, it would have instantly ran away or something.
right.
Like that one story where you went over where it came right up to the person's car window.
Yeah, and can you
That
somebody that's sitting in their car and you're looking at it face to face from you and me away, I think you can tell a bear from
Yeah.
something that is hairy with a human face.
yeah.
It's right there looking at you, you
Yeah.
know. You have nowhere else to look.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the biggest one that why I just can't buy the bear aspect of things is those two, their sighting right at their car window, staring right at this thing. They would know it was a bear. I think I didn't mention it earlier, but one of them was she grew up on a farm.
Yeah.
So it's not like she knew wild game and animals. This
Yeah.
isn't something totally new to her, you know.
yeah.
So
Is there like a theory about like a person in a costume or something like
there
that?
is so there's talk about a kid's prank. Much like the footprints, there are whispers that there was a couple high school kids that faked the whole thing. I guess one of their teachers came out and said that they had been talking about how they were like faking it, claims they were wearing a costume, sneaking around town. First off, do you have the balls to do that when there's armed hillbillies?
That's what I'm thinking.
That's
yeah,
the biggest
yeah.
thing. It's like
Yeah.
kids are dumb.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they're that dumb.
That's
And second, why are there no tracks?
yeah.
Nobody's finding tracks of these kids. Dude, kids are dumb. High school kids are. I was dumb when I was in high school.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking this far.
No.
I just think it's the easy answer, and it's always the answer too, right up there with bears. But this is the answer over time, where it's just like, oh yeah, so Corey said he did this. Like, oh okay, prove it. Nah, well he's dead. You know, it's like I don't, okay,
he's dead.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there's obviously the Bigfoot one. So size-wise, it's a little small, but not for this area. You would assume that it came up from the south. I would think it would migrate from right up the Mississippi from south to north, which would make sense in the summertime to get away from the hot temperatures. It's very normal for animals to adapt to the heat of the south, to be smaller. You know, deer, even bear and stuff like that. They're just naturally smaller down there because they have to adapt to the heat and the food sources that they have. My thought is that this could possibly be a Bigfoot that migrated north, right up to Mississippi. If it did migrate, it could be from the swamps of the deep south, which is where the smell would come from. And this is where, and it's funny because there were sightings for like 3 Julys in a row. There's a sighting I didn't talk about because it's the most vague sighting ever. Before the women sighting, that summer before that, it's literally just like unnamed man said he saw a tall, hairy creature. Like, well, okay. I don't. How do I include that into the
Yeah.
There's the alien aspect. Did this creature escape? Was it dropped off?
Yeah, like what happened with these lights?
Nothing.
Yeah.
We don't know anything that happened with the lights that appeared. The lights seemed to land, and I thought it was interesting because the night, if you remember when I told the story, the night that they landed, this thing was just growling and like thrashing up on Marzolf Hill. So there's a lot of theories in the Bigfoot circle that involves the UFO and Bigfoot. A lot of it gets combined in history, though, much like we do now, where I feel like UFOs, cryptids, ghosts, spirits, like ghosts and cryptids are just combined in our world of doing podcasts and everything.
Yeah.
Like paranormal, you think paranormal, you think aliens, you think Mothman, you think Bigfoot, you think ghosts. They all get combined. So I think that's where the UFO theory could come into play. But I also think it's very interesting that when all these lights showed up, there was all this thrashing, and to me, reading through it, a lot of the sightings seemed like they took a step down from the original sightings after that. There's the primate, which was an escaped or released primate, and this kind of just answers the look for the creature. All Bigfoot sightings can kind of fall into the primate category. I don't really believe this because of the encounter at the rest stop with the women. It was right there looking in the window up close, and they said it had a human face.
And I feel like, too, with that theory, you'd see tracks.
You'd see something.
If it was a big fucking monkey running around.
And, like, monkeys aren't stealthy.
No.
They, like, want to just be annoying, I feel like,
Yeah. So that one, I don't believe that one.
We went over the kids and the practical joke. So after I kind of threw the theories out there, do you have a theory?
I think it's the one I went over in the beginning. Like with these Bigfoots came out of wherever because they knew that something extraterrestrial was going to be coming down to do whatever. And again, I think it goes back to the episode we did with David from Cryptid Empire, where it's like we don't know what the motive is because it's something that like we don't even understand. So like I think somehow they knew that something was coming to do whatever. So that's when they came out to kind of defend the area, defend the earth from something extraterrestrial.
Yeah.
Is what I'm sticking to. I'm going to that because I like that theory.
So I have an extraterrestrial theory, but I go in a different direction with it. I think this thing could be a migratory Bigfoot, but I also kind of lean towards this thing. Could this thing possibly be a scout for an alien race? This thing was down here, and basically its whole goal was to come down to our planet, study our ecosystem, our environment, and study the people of this. See how long they could go on our planet without ever being noticed. And it did well for possibly 3 years. There's a sighting every July. So my mind thinks that this could possibly be a migratory Bigfoot that wasn't seen for basically 3 years. There was no major sightings until the sighting at the Harrisons, which kind of kicked off this whole town going crazy. Aliens saw this, extraterrestrials saw this, and it was time to come down here and retrieve their experiment.
Yeah, I like that.
I really do wonder about the cave systems in Missouri. Because there were caves that were said to be found on Marzolf Hill. How far do these caves go? Where do these caves go? Could there be like a whole underground community and they just come up to hunt every so often in these caves? Is there certain parts of the year where the food is not there for them and they need to come up to our world to hunt to take there?
Interesting. Damn.
So before we go to the folklore score, do you have anything else to add?
No, I think I pretty much covered my theory. Going back to the beginning, what I thought.
So if you enjoyed this episode and you want to know more about Momo, make sure to check out Momo, The Strange Case of the Missouri Monster by Lyle Blackburn. Tons of other sightings, in-depth theories, and just a little bit of stuff I didn't even talk about. There was a story of these dudes. I got to mention it here. I was going to leave it for the book, but I feel like I got to mention it here. They were out fishing, and they looked down the river and they saw what they described as a quote-unquote dirty hippie
A dirty
crawl
hippie.
out of the river. And it ended up, like, once it got up on the hill, they realized that it wasn't a dirty hippie. It was a Bigfoot. But it just cracked me up that it's just like, they're just fishing. They look down. It's like, yeah, crap, another dirty hippie washing their butt off in the water.
I pictured these guys as also being dirty hippies.
Oh, I picture them like hillbillies.
Yeah, well, hillbillies, hippies. I feel like regardless of what they identify as, they're stoned out of their mind. And they probably saw like a fucking, I don't know, like a raccoon or something.
That
like,
could be, yeah.
Like, look at this dirty
Freaking
hippie.
dirty hippies.
Yeah.
So, let's do a folklore score on this dirty hippie of a monster.
Let's go there. All right, folks, we're back with that folklore score. And we're ready to see if this son bitch makes the board.
What do you think?
I'm not thinking he's going to make the
No,
board.
he won't, but he's cool.
He's cool as shit.
He's cool. Should he get a 6th category that just says if he's a book or not? If he's a book, he gets a 10. If he's not, he gets a 0.
So he gets like so it's like in
I still
Pennsylvania.
don't know if he'll make the board.
So it's like in Pennsylvania, if you take the state civil service test, if you're a veteran, you get 10 free bonus points.
There you go. Bonus
So
points.
if you're a book, you
You get 10 free
10
bonus
free
points.
bonus
If the
points.
topic was brought from a book.
you get 10 free
Yes.
bonus points.
He still ain't going to make the board, though, I don't think.
No. I don't think
Which
so
sucks. He's going to be
either.
close, but he's still ain't going to make the board. So
Yeah.
I bet you have a 22. Hell yeah, I know
Dude,
it.
you're such a
I had
doofus.
23.
ooh. So
What do you
we're-
call me a doofus for? What do you call me names for?
Because I'm tired of you guessing my numbers, and I know you didn't. I know there's no way. I know there's no way
Dude,
that
you looked at the back of it like it's
I was just
a two-way mirror that
Dude,
I've
I
been
was
cheating off of.
checking because you guessed it way too much,
I'm good.
and I know you weren't looking at my the way my hand was
No,
moving
I was
and
over
stuff.
here Facebooking.
Yeah, you were looking at a board behind me.
Yeah, so the final score's a 45, which brings this poor sucker to a mild myth.
At the 10, it's a 55.
Well, 65, so we both got 10. He gets 10 on each of our
10 on
scores.
each.
Oh,
okay.
yeah,
I thought it was just 10 on top.
No, he gets 10 on each,
All
yeah.
right. Oh, he still didn't
Yeah,
make
yeah,
it.
he still didn't make it.
Yeah.
Poor son of a bitch. Yeah, he
Oh.
had to get to a 67 to hit the board, which would have knocked off, which would have joined Dybbuk Box, but fortunately it wasn't meant to be. So let's go through our scores quick.
Spookiness, I gave it a 5.
I gave it a 3.
I gave it a 5 just because of some of the stories you said. Like I thought about the car story and
Dead
then
dog. That's
the
spooky.
dog.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It put it right in mid for me.
You're right. I'm giving him a 10. I'm switching my score. That's a 10 for spookiness.
Historical, cultural significance, I gave her a 5.
I gave it a 5.
Right in the mid. Boom.
Yep, boomski.
You gave it a 5 for believability too, didn't you?
I gave it an 8 for believability.
Holy
'cause I
tits.
believe that this dude was there.
I gave it a
In
5
Louisiana.
because I just I know it's something, but I don't know what, but I know it's fucking something.
I know it was the same squanch.
Yeah. So it was a 5.
For uniqueness,
I gave her a 2.
I give it a 5.
A 5.
I feel like it's mildly unique. The only reason I gave it a higher score for uniqueness, because I know it's like Bigfoot is not super unique, but it was unique in the way of how many sightings it was in this area in a 3 to 4 week span.
That's true.
So-
I like that. Hey, that's a good way to look about it.
Corey gives him a 10 now.
Yeah, you
He
know,
might make this
oh,
board after all.
12.
12. Hell
Son of a
yeah.
bitch.
And for threat level, I gave him a 2.
I gave it a 5.
Okay. I
The
mean,
dog.
yeah, the dog. I could see the dog.
I felt like if it was a dog,
yeah.
it could have been a baby.
It could have been a baby. I gave
know.
it a 2 because I'm not a dog, so I wasn't scared.
You want a skirt?
Yeah, I wasn't scared.
But I thought 5 just because I felt like this thing going to those ladies' window and stuff. Like he was trying to threaten these folks.
oh, dude, he
Like, was putting on the threat.
he was looking to sniff some underwear. I think
Or-
he's pervy.
I think he eats underwear.
Ooh,
I don't think he sniffs them.
well,
That son bitch eats them.
he can have a pair of mine. That'll teach him.
Ooh,
Yeah, that'll teach him.
fucking Swiss cheese.
It's gonna be a small snack because most of the fabric's gone. They're blowed out.
Yeah.
But anyway, this was Momo, the Missouri Monster.
Momo, and not that ugly ass.
No, dude. I was gonna bring that up. The
I was
ugly
gonna.
ass.
I know.
Yeah.
Because I told my wife, I'm like, hey, Mike just finished the book on Momo. She's like, I'm like, no, it's not that fucking
not
Momo.
That freaking weird ass freaking
Face
thing.
Yeah, no. It's the cool Momo.
It is the cool Momo. It is the uber cool Momo.
It's the OG Momo.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
My wife said you're gonna have to put a bookshelf up here, and I'm gonna start putting my books up.
There you go.
That I read.
There you go. I'll build you one.
All right.
I got a lot of lumber over there.
I'll put Harry Potter up there.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Only the first 3, because that's the only 3 I read. Then I'll put all the movies next. But if you enjoyed what you heard here, guys, leave us a comment on Spotify. Leave us a review on Spotify. We're trying to build up that Spotify audience.
We're trying to build up anything you guys will help us build up.
We are. If there's a topic you want us to cover, email us.
We'll do it. I'll tell you right now, you guys email.
Dude, you want us to do emus? We can do emus.
Yeah.
Corey will do emus next week.
Yeah. I'll fucking do it.
He will.
Tell me.
Man, I can't wait. He'll send me 38 texts like, there's not as much information on emus as you would think. It's like, I highly doubt that.
Yeah.
I highly doubt that there's going to be less than I thought.
Yeah. We'll do it.
Yeah.
Don't tempt us for a good time.
Yeah. So if topic you want to hear, make sure to shoot us a message.
Unless you're cryptids and cold ones, then you guys can just go yourself.
No way. Kyle is going to be my next topic I'm covering.
Ooh. I'm gonna cover Evan's mask.
Ooh. Evan, if you could let us know how that mask smells.
Does it smell like a Sasquatch?
We'll appreciate it. With that, I'm the Crack Daddy Mike. Make sure to follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. And
YouTube.
I'm out. I said YouTube.
Oh, I'm used to that being last.
I started with YouTube.
Okay.
I really threw you
All right,
off.
It did.
Follow us on YouTube twice.
Yeah, because we need it.
Yeah.
But I'm the BK Corey, and that's BK. It stands for anything that your mind wants it to stand for. But really, it's the butt crack. Butt crack. So, sorry, John's dad, but yeah, we're out.
We're out.
Mike's dumb.
I'm not.
Dumb. He's not that dumb because he finished
No.
a book,
I did.
but he's still dumb.
Corey stupid, 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 Corey stupid.
When join the quest with cracking cans, you'll find the best.